Hey, morning, welcome to Walking with Watches. Today I'm going to be taking this, a Hamilton Khaki King paintballing. Let's see if this field watch can cope with being bashed about in a muddy field, or whether it's just all talk. Come on then, let's get on with it, let's go. Okay, before we get into the video proper, let's just do a quick run through of the Hamilton Khaki King itself. Now, it's a 39mm case, comes in steel. This particular watch was fitted originally with a brown leather strap, which I've latterly switched out for a NATO as I think it serves the purpose of the watch better. Many people have some criticisms about this watch, particularly one, it's a non-screw-down crown. So despite the watch citing 100 metres of water resistance, lots of people feel uncomfortable about using this watch in the rain. The second thing that you're going to see from this filming is there is no anti-reflective coating on the watch, which gives you huge amounts of reflection, which makes it an absolute nightmare to photograph. The lug length is quite protuberant. So even though it's a 39mm case, this watch actually does wear slightly larger than it claims. For me, I put this particular piece on a NATO as I think it's more in keeping with a military watch. And I'm going to show you what I believe is the best way to wear a NATO strap, having been collecting watches for over 10 years. Conventionally, a NATO strap is worn thusly, with the buckle on the outside edge of the wrist. Main reason being is it makes the watch very easy to place over uniforms, boiler suits, or, in the case of astronauts, over their suits. I, however, don't like it like this. I feel that this protuberant edge makes the watch look unsightly and it sits very, very large on the wrist. Consequently, I do this. I slide the strap, the watch, further along the strap itself. So in this particular example, the buckle sits at the mid-edge of the watch. Once done, I strap it up that way and then through, sorry, get it in focus, and then through the buckle, so the protuberant edge sits under the wrist. This gives you all the functional advantages of the NATO strap in terms of resizing and protection against spring bar failures, but makes the watch wear much more like a conventional two-piece bracelet. And if that isn't worthy of a like or a subscribe, I don't know what is. Right, we're in between games and the watch has done, as you can see I have my helmet on, the watch has done alright. It's not been directly hit, although I did take a nasty one on the hand, which was perilously close, got me a bit nervous, I must admit. My confidence in this as a concept was waning slightly when I took that one. But no, so when it's sort of stressful and you have to look at the watch, the time's easy to read. I've just been doing it because I was doing this. I was going to bring my phone in to get some action shots, but after a couple of bruises, I must admit I'm pretty glad I didn't. But yeah, so far so good. How's the watch performed? It's hard to say really. I'm not entirely sure I'd want it getting a full-on paintball in the face. So there's a field test lesson for you. I think it'd probably survive under the boiler suit, but if it was over, yeah, I wouldn't want it getting hit. So I think this time it's definitely going under the boiler suit. But I mean, what I would say in terms of how has it been comfortable to wear, hot, sweaty, stressful, running around, it's comfortable, it's been lightweight, it's easy. But yeah, this is a slightly more foolish idea than perhaps I gave it credit for at the beginning. Right, what was the learning from that little exercise? Well, I think a few things. One, a reflection. How many of us actually use our watches with the purpose they have intended? As a collector, I've learned over the years that specifications for a watch are really important. Obviously, they inform our decision and our buying a lot of the time. And I'm not saying specs don't matter, but actually what's more important than what the specifications of the watch are is what are your requirements from the watch. The fact a watch can do 200 meters under the surface of the ocean doesn't mean that you're ever going to go anything like that. The Hamilton Khaki King performed well. It got bashed about a bit, and as I say, one very near full-on paintball to the face for it. But actually it performed very well. I was quite comfortable with it. My main reflection, however, would be possibly you're going to take your watch paintballing, maybe you should just buy a G-Shock. My main worry was actually not about a mechanical failure, because that watch did not get babied, rolling around, jumping around, bashing into things. It did get a heavy bruising. However, I think the Hamilton proved something, at least. It proved that it is a watch that you actually can bash about a bit. It won't overly complain if you treat it rough. It's a solid, strong, well-made, reliable timepiece that's more than able to survive what 95% of us would ever throw at it. One of the big criticisms people make against the Hamilton Khaki King and the khaki range generally is a lack of reflective coating on the crystal. Now, check this out. I'm out here in the woods, and this is what the watch looks like when filmed through a normal camera under normal lighting. As you can see, you can tell the time, but those reflections, they are a nightmare. You underestimate how useful anti-reflective coating is. For contrast then, I've brought with me another watch. You can see the difference between the two that anti-reflective coating makes. Sure, you're outdoors, it's sunny, lots of broken light coming through the trees. You are going to get some degree of reflection, but the difference between the two, well, it's crazy. I mean, it's just massive difference. Right, that's it, we're done. One final thing for me, as you can see, this is a brand new channel. If you could drop us a like, comment and subscribe, it really does help the channel, keeps me motivated and keeps me doing, hopefully, content you've quite enjoyed. Right, I mean, let's also be honest, how many people do you know that go to these lengths to review their watches? So, you know. Anyway, that's all from me today. Peace out.